Time now for a look at the market action here in Korea and around the world. And for that, we're joined on the line by Daniel Yoo, global strategist at Kiwoom Securities. Thanks for making time today, Mr. Yoo.
Thank you very much.
So we're in the middle of a record-breaking string of wins on the Kospi, 13 sessions now, and the first time it's happened in over a dozen years. Take us through the trade today, Mr. Yoo.
Yes, as you said, Korean market rebounded from the early mornings of downtrend to end up with 0.26% rise. As for the Kosdaq market, it was showing a correction of 0.23%. Clearly, there's been mixed signals between the large caps and small caps. As the Chinese market shows some corrections at the beginning of the session today, that resulted into Kospi getting a little bit slowed. And also, U.S. market yesterday had shown some losing steam and closing down at a little bit a downtrend. Clearly, the lack of catalyst made Korean market to correct a bit, but continuation of Chinese market rebounding and showing that some of the economic recovery happening in China allowed Kospi to rebound as well. Also, because of there's been a lack of the catalyst, Korean market seems to be moving on the basis of theme. The sales of the Asiana airline and also the corporate governance issues are making Korean market to focus on these themes. Macroeconomic environment is not making any headwinds at this point in time. Continuation of low interest rate environment is a key issue, and Korea will be watching out for the stock trading tax cuts of 0.05% point, and also possibility of supplementary fiscal budget coming through in the second half of this year of 7 trillion won.
Yeah, so a lot of factors supporting this run, but we've seen, you mentioned a correction in China. It's been a really good year in Asia so far. It's a good first quarter in the U.S. as well. What do we see happening abroad?
Yes, Chinese market showed some quite sizable correction yesterday and the day before. But today, after the morning session, the Chinese market ended very strongly. It seemed like 3 days of correction, but again, it ended with only 2 days correction. Shanghai as well as Shenzhen market is up more than 2% closing today. Since the beginning of the year, Shanghai was up 30% and Shenzhen was up 40%. Correction seemed to be a necessity, but it seems that the markets are continuing to go up on the basis of economic recoveries might be happening in China. The correction that happened yesterday and the day before was because of the liquidity reduction concerns. There's possibility of no interest rate cut coming through. That has resulted into some corrections. But it seems that the economy seems to be bottoming out, and that is allowing the market to go up even further. As for the U.S. market, bank earnings are coming through. Some of the numbers are coming in and good for the JP Morgan. But for other companies like Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs, seems to be lack of the catalyst. Anyway, the Trump is talking about the 5G investment, and this allows the fourth industrial revolution stocks to go up further. So there's a mixed signal as well in the global market as well.
Sure. Now, here in Korea, one issue we'll be watching Tuesday, Washington time, is the U.S. Treasury's report on foreign exchange. Korea has been listed on that as a potential currency manipulator. That's expected to stay the same. What are Korean investors expecting to see in that report?
Right. I mean, if you look at the Korean market and Korean won, recently the Korean won have been moving slowly upward, meaning that depreciated to above 1140 level. This is clearly the weaker than expected trend, and that's resulting into a observatory status, a manipulated status for the time being. Of course, there won't be any discrimination because of that, but nevertheless, it is an issue. U.S. Department of Treasury delivers to Congress a semi-annual report on macroeconomic and foreign exchange policies of major trading partners, and clearly some of the countries, including China and Korea, are listed as a possible manipulator. But nevertheless, in terms of any kind of the trade dispute, I don't think that there will be any kind of the additional tariffs coming through for the Korea. For this case, this will be just an incident where the possibility of the won appreciating could happen in the future. That will allow more of foreign investors coming into Korea and allowing the market to go even further in the future.
Well, we'll have the latest on that report once it comes out. Thanks, as always, Mr. Yoo, for your time today.
Thank you very much.